Hi, I'm Ish. I made this Ethiopian food tonight for a family of four in less than an hour with a make ahead injera batter. And I'm going to show you how. So here's all what we need to make our dinner tonight. The red lentils have been triple washed, about a cup of them, and I'm going to soak them in water for 15 minutes. Chopped up cabbage, bok choy, and carrots to make a veggie dish. Tomatoes will have to be chopped, ginger, garlic, and chopped up onions. That'll go into our Misir Wot. The spices, I have turmeric, chili pepper, garam masala, and cardamom, but I do not have Berbere, so I'll be making that. Injera batter is fermented for 24 hours, and I'll talk about that too. Okay, so I really like Teff flour because it is nutritious and delicious. Making this injera batter is easy. I just mix equal quantities of flour and water in a bowl and let it ferment overnight in my warming drawer. In the morning, I add some more flour, some more warm water to this bubbly batter and leave it in the warmer for another 12 hours. The ideal temperature is around 95 degrees Fahrenheit, although traditionally injera batter is fermented for anywhere from 3 to 5 days. So now I'm going to move on to making Berbere, which is the main spice blend, and as you can see there are like 15 spices here. So the main thing are the chilies. So you put in a blend of mild chilies like paprika, and then you put in spicy hot like cayenne or bird chili peppers if you want to. I've used medium hot chili peppers here called Berbere chili. And then roughly you put in a teaspoon of all the spices here. Coriander is 2 teaspoons, but ginger powder, dry onion, garlic powder, they're all like a teaspoon each. I'm going to dry roast them all on low heat for about 5 to 7 minutes. And then let them cool a little bit and then dry grind them in my Vitamix blender. Or you can use a coffee grinder if you have. That'll work great too. So I've put 6 tablespoons of it in a jar. Okay, so now we're going to make dal. I've got 1 cup of dal and 2.5 cups of water. And I'm using a pressure cooker. And you can use the Instapot too. So I'm pounding ginger and garlic. About 2 tablespoons of ginger, fresh, and garlic. And now I'm spicing it with turmeric and chili pepper and cumin, garam masala. I think it's a blend. And I'm going to add the salt and the ginger and garlic to the dal and cook it under pressure for 5 minutes. So now I'm going to start seasoning. The pan is already oily. Otherwise, you can add a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil, or you can add ghee if you have ghee. And I'm going to saute the onion for about 2-3 minutes till it gets to be kind of crunchy brown. And then add the tomatoes and saute it for a few more minutes till the tomatoes soften. And I'm adding some leftover chutney. It's about half a cup. It's going to make it more delicious. And now we're going to add the Berbere blend, 2 tablespoons of it. It's going to make it also delicious. I can smell it. Oh my God, it's wonderful. So now moving on to making the veggies. So I put in about a tablespoon of light olive oil or 2 tablespoons, and you can add ghee if you have some ghee. I'm going to add the carrots in first because they take longer to cook. And I'm going to saute the carrots for a bit. And now I'm chopping in the potatoes because I forgot to do them earlier. Something comforting about chopping potatoes like this because I grew up chopping potatoes without using a chopping board. So now I'm going to spice it. Turmeric, garam masala, cardamom, and I'm going to saute it a bit and make sure it is kind of blended in really well. And you want it to get soft, so I'm just going to cover it and cook it for 5 to 7 minutes. Back to the dal. Our dal, pink lentils have been cooked. I'm adding about 1.5 cups of mint tea water because I have it. I want it to be soupy, So now I'm adding the onion tomato blend with the beautiful spice Berbere in it. It smells so flavorful. And it's ready. I'm going to just let it simmer in the seasoning blend for a bit. Adding ginger to the veggie, back to the veggie. And I'm going to saute it, cabbage and bok choy. It just has to reach a point where the carrot and potatoes are cooked and the bok choy is just crunchy. So I'll saute it a bit. Now I'm adding some salt and it's ready. It's really looking good. So now I'm going to make injera. My griddle has been heated up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going to get the batter in and spread it as thinly as possible. It's about a cup and a half of batter, I think. And it's a beautiful griddle. I just love this griddle. It is good for making naan. It's good for making dosas. And it cooks everything really well. So with injera, I like to make sure that I put oil around the edges so it doesn't get too dry, even though you don't really need to do that. And then the next thing that I like to do is to make sure that the edges are not sticking to the griddle. So I just make sure they're kind of loose and getting cooked. And now it looks like it's cooked, so I'm just going to fold it over. And it's ready to eat.